The importance of street signage. Everyone is selling something. Everyone wants to advertise, to capture attention, to catch someone's eye and hold them there for a moment, as the brain clicks and the gears start to operate, pondering a decision and coming to a conclusion. Boxy LED lights, 3D metal and plastic characters, floppy or taut vinyl banners, old, new, defaced, fallen street signs, spindly, mesmerizing, glowing neon signs, tall, long, always overhanging and precarious, surveying the street whilst flaunting their colours. It's a multitude of colours and materials which at various times of day emit a different look and feel. Signs overlook the city's streets and guide us, sometimes misguide us. They lure us with their visual appeal and promises. A myriad of information floods us everywhere we go. Signage, along with the dense masses of people, the smells, the sounds, all make for an overwhelming and at times draining experience of walking the streets. Perhaps that is why the city insists on having so many directional signs mounted in ways which one cannot miss. The contrast is between very old and worn street names mounted on walls and the pink or other cheerful coloured, very new box structures informing you about where you are and what you will find in this direction or that. For an English-speaking foreigner, the signs might come as a fascination with the Chinese characters alongside English words, and, perhaps more than norm, accompanying illustrations, mostly clear but sometimes dubious. An oddly satisfactory thing I experienced had to do with the symbol they used for train station. It is a simple character, red and white encased in a circle always, which a foreigner can very easily learn to distinguish and recognize, but as a picture rather than a character or a word. The way advertisements are laid out tend to include a lot of writing, which to us might seem overwhelming and displeasing to the eye, but to them is preferred in order to get the message across. Neon signs are especially hard to ignore. In their own right, they play a communicative role throughout typography, illustration and graphic design, beckoning passers-by, alluring and intriguing, knowing their manufacturing is so particular and rare. An old neon sign maker, one of the few left, shared that there used to be a saying that Hong Kong's prosperity depended on design. That meant neon signs. They create a mood now particular to Hong Kong, artificial and confident, yet fragile and nostalgic. Small workshops produce these tubes. Craftsmen design letters and symbols according to the needs of their customers, blowing into the grass to create the containers and carefully using their hands and a flame to bend ornate shapes. They fill these tubes with noble gases that glow when electrified. The gas-filled tubes provide the city's visual language, a combination of local creativity and traditional calligraphy methods, along with Western visual principles, and low production costs, let designers free to undertake new projects and explore the craft. Neon signs produced a very direct connection between medium, message, and viewer. Their presence is striking and mesmerizing, and the connection they make can be artificial or familial. A fragile lighting technology with a limited range, neon tied communities together. These pulsating tubes were used in all sorts of contexts, by groups and individuals creating a niche for themselves, working with neon in order to gain traction in urban spaces. In neon workshops, artisans kept an independent craft alive for as long as they possibly could. Certain trends developed, such as the red badge-shaped sign that every Hong Kong resident knows as the logo for pawn shops. The design resembles a bat holding a coin in its mouth. The Chinese word for bat sounds like the word for fortune, and the coin symbolizes wealth. Technology fuses with the graphic typographies of the Chinese language, forged in the city's identity as one always awash with light. Building a neon sign is a practice by craftsmen trained through apprenticeships. The industrial age has endangered this form of mastery. Neon carries notions of nostalgia, but also of urban decay, and citier associations come in the form of pawn shops, massage parlors, hostess bars, and other questionable venues. But as there is an alchemy to it, one can also feel a kind of magic. Today, the crafting of neon signs is a dying art, replaced by LED signage, which is cheaper and more practical, but not as appealing to the eye. The government is extricating thousands of neon signs everywhere, deemed unsafe to the public. Hong Kong's built environment is characterized by neon. Part of its essence We are now seeing technological advancements and mass manufacturing slowly extinguishing these vibrant, glowing, spindly glass tubes. In busy cities inhabited by perhaps too many people, certain things are needed to keep order. Good public transport helps, and visually obvious directional cues by the use of street signs, whether mass-manufactured to fit a city's template or handcrafted in a small workshop.